All right, Denver wins an exciting game at home to avoid being swept 126-121. Denver up double digits on several occasions, including at halftime, but Golden State rallied. Golden State took a 2-point lead with 1:21 remaining, but didn't score again. Denver ends on a 7-0 run to avoid being swept. And Nikola Jokic, 37, 8, and 6, but that's not just the story. How about this? 67% from the floor, 60% from three, 100% from the line. Meanwhile, Steph Curry had 33 and 8, but he was under 50% from the field, under 30% from three, and he uncharacteristically missed 4 free throws. Golden State, well, they're still up 3-1, and they're going home. Game 5 will be in the Bay Area. All right, Tim Doyle jumping aboard and joining us here. What's your headline from this Game 4 in Denver where the Nuggets found a way to get through it, ahead most of the day, gave up the lead late, but then closed on a 7-0 run?
Yeah, there will not be a Game 6. And congratulations to Denver. You don't want to kind of poo-poo on their parade, but that's about as well as they're going to play from an offensive team standpoint, where Nikola Jokic got help from multiple guys, right? I was just watching that game, EK, and I was like, man, if Jokic just had Poole, if Jokic just had Clay, if Jokic just had Steph Curry. Jokic has Monte Morris, Aaron Gordon, and Bones Highland. Like, yeah, he just doesn't have enough guys around him. Now, today, they stepped up. That play right there, I don't know what Steve Kerr was thinking. Why, when Clay is cooking, why when Steph Curry is getting guys in pick and rolls? Great job by Mike Malone to get Jokic out of the game, inserted Austin Rivers. Austin Rivers, from a defensive standpoint, makes the play of the game, knocking the ball away. But there's no need to get cute there. It's a 2-point game. You have Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. You're throwing a sideline out of bounds pass to alley-oop to Andrew Wiggins. Like, really poor, like such a poor decision that the basketball gods who oversee all the basketball games went, nah, that's not going to work. Like, you're being too cute in that moment. Jokic got help. That would be my headline for game number 4. Jokic got help.
All right, so you're calling for the gentleman's sweep. And for those people not familiar with the term, that's when you win the first 2 at home, you sort of end the series by winning game 3 on the road. But like today, you let the home team sort of have one so you can go home and win in 5. You're not giving Denver any chance to ride this momentum into a game 5. So does that mean we should take Golden State on the money line no matter what it is? Or do you feel like Denver says, we didn't get swept, and you can take Golden State, lay as many points as they want you to lay?
Yeah, I mean, I just find it far-fetched that Monte Morris is going to go 5 of 5 from the three-point line in the third quarter, that Aaron Gordon's going to hit buzzer-beating, shot clock-beating, 18-foot jump shots off the dribble. Like, give Denver credit. They answered the call, because what we saw in the second half from Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, there was a great fighter in the 2000s. His name was Butterbean. All he did was throw haymakers. That's what Golden State threw in the second half. Eric, they had 69 points in the second half, but give the Nuggets credit. Like, they scored 63. They hung tough enough. They fell behind by 2 late, and they found a way to get Jokic the ball. He's just such an unbelievable decision maker. Get him the ball. He always makes the right basketball play. Yes, is Denver going to shoot 56% from the field and nearly 50% from 3 on the road in Golden State? They're probably plus 1,000 for that to happen. I mean, there's no shot of that happening.
Right, that's why as soon as that line goes up, I'm going to sprint to the window, and I'm going to take Golden State, because this is not a team. I don't like betting favorites. This is going to be one of those rare times where I just feel like Denver can now get beaten 5 and go gentle into that good night and at least say, hey, we didn't get swept. We just got beat by a better team. You've sung the praises of Jokic, and as did I. And again, this is a guy who went 37, 8, and 6 and did it 67% from the floor, over 60% from 3, and perfect from the line. I almost get the feeling, I was talking to Bill Ryder, and he said, look, I voted for Jokic for the MVP. If you told me his team was down 3-0 in the series, I probably would have thought that I was going to feel worse about my MVP vote. But I actually feel better. Did Jokic actually improve his stock despite the fact that his team is getting blitzkrieged in this series?
You know what was so amazing about this performance was the first possession of the game that Denver had the ball. He got like Iron Sheik, like raked in the eye. like, first of all, this game took way too long. This almost took 3 hours for an NBA game. Like, we got to speed these games up somehow. But the first play of the game, he got, like, raked in the eye, and then what does he go out there doing? I think he had 18 points the first quarter. I mean, he's a remarkable offensive player. Mike Malone's a great NBA coach. You're not on a sideline of one NBA team for nearly 10 years unless you clearly know what you're doing. He pressed all the right buttons in this game. What I'm looking at when I watch this game closely, because it's the first time Klay Thompson has scored over 30 points in a playoff game in over 1,000 days. I don't want to get too excited about Golden State because what really are the Nuggets? You know what I mean? Like, that's why I'm taking Memphis to beat Golden State next series. But Who knows if Memphis is going to get through the Timberwolves. So I think everybody needs to pump the brakes because you see Klay's performance. You see Steph has 30 as well. Jordan Poole's had a remarkable playoff run. I just hold on, everybody. This is the Nuggets they're playing. Like, they're not really beating up a true contender. I know they have the MVP, but the rest of their team supporting cast isn't really a championship caliber squad. So that's what I learned. I get excited like everybody else, watching Golden State, watching Klay Thompson return to form, but it's like you got to pump the brakes on it because who are they really beating up on being up 3-1 on the Nuggets?
As I said, I like to bet against Golden State. I like to take points. Golden State under 500 against the spread this year. Most of those flashy good teams where, all the kids are wearing the sneakers, those are the teams you bet against because you're betting against public perception. They're 8.5-point favorites in Game 5. I may lay the number. That may be the first time I've laid 8.5 all year. I want to see if it, I don't know if it's going to go up to 9. So now I might wait because I think you might get some money in. It might come down to 8 or 7.5. But I'm going to take Golden State in this one. Last question. I sort of feel a little differently. Like, I think this is Golden State. I feel like you talk about basketball gods. I feel like they're opening up the highway nice and wide for them. I mean, I don't know if your team Memphis is going to even get out of that round. Everybody else is banged up in the West. The East is nasty. You got all good teams. If we had a draft right now of teams to win it, and I was picking first, I would have to take Golden State considering who they are and who is facing them in the road they have. Who would you take first?
Yeah, I have Memphis playing the 76ers. I know it's a very unconventional NBA Finals, but I just think, like, we all get excited because we know what Golden State can become because they've won NBA championships with these guys. But, they had a really hard time stopping the Denver Nuggets today. They had a really hard time finding shooters in Monte Morris. They obviously have no one who can guard a big man. So there's other pretty good big men out there. Obviously, the guy in the 76ers, Joel Embiid's a pretty good big man. I just think you're paying a premium to bet the Warriors. And, like, we become like kids, like, when we see them, like, oh, man, they're back. Like, these guys are scoring 30 again. I had Denver. Money line. I gave everybody Denver money line.
Yeah, gentlemen sweep. That was it. That's what we're talking about. I said the other night when they lost, I said, this screams gentleman sweep. And that's my point. Denver shot the lights out and still barely got out of Dodge. I think they are primed to just get absolutely boat raced in Game 5 and be able to call it a nice season. Because as you said, Jokic's not getting a lot of help. This is the most help he's ever going to get, and they barely won. And now they're going to walk into, to the Bay. I think they get walloped. And you know me, I'm a guy who takes the points. I take very few favorites, but in that case, I will. Tim Doyle, well done. It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. Golden State goes back home up 3-1 after losing Game 4. So here you go. Now look, this was Jokic sort of giving the home crowd, that one more before they go to Game 5 and get beat. That's why they call it a gentleman's sweep. This was a perfect definition of this game. And man, did Jokic play well, as we talked about. 14 of 21 from the floor, that's 67%. 6 of 10 from 3, and a perfect 6 of 6 from the line. He was terrific. Denver gets out of Dodge without being swept, but now they got to go to the Bay Area.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.